Hey folks, Phil the Bee-Man here. I'm up on my scissor lift tonight. You can see that the ground is way down there. And I am just doing some upgrades to my air ventilation or my ventilation system for my wintering room. And the big plywood box you see behind me is what's called an air mixing chamber. It has an opening in behind it and allowing fresh air in. The fresh air actually comes from my adjoining cold storage warehouse where my supers are stored. And so that has a moderating influence on the air temperature compared to drawing it from outside. I think most beekeepers just suck that air right from outside air, which means that you'll hit that outside ambient high a lot quicker than if you're drawing it from an enclosed space, which itself has to be vented to the outside. But anyway, this mixing chamber, and it's not pretty, it's just a bunch of old plywood, is open on the top, and then there's a squirrel cage old furnace fan inside, and that's filling this tube. This is just plastic tubing used for freezer bags, and you can buy those fancy machines that'll sort of seal it off with heat and cut it at the same time. And so I think it ends up being a 16-inch diameter tube when you fill it with air. And so I've just ducted that onto the end of my furnace fan, and now I need to put ports in it in order to have that cold air be spread out along my whole building instead of just hitting the first few hives that it comes to. And so I've got everything set up. The fan is already running. There's an aircraft cable running across the top to carry the weight of it. You can probably see that in there. So anyway, and then what I'm going to do to put the holes in, you could be really scientific and try to cut all those holes with an X-Acto knife or something. My experience is blow up the tube first and then just put the holes where you want them with my handy dandy little butane lighter. And if you're careful, you can kind of keep this going. So I'm going to put the first hole, let's say right around here. I'll do one close to the camera first, and you'll get a bit of an idea what's going on here. So we're just going to heat the plastic, and that hole will grow just like that. Do make sure it goes out. And you want your flame on the upstream side of the hole, or the air will blow it out. And there's a pretty nice jet of air there now, and we're just going to move along, and you can tell I'm on the scissor lift and everything's a little bit shaky here, but we'll just drive along a little bit. Do a few more. Of course, each hole you add reduces the amount of pressure in the tube, but that's okay. And what we're trying to do is mix that cold air. It's going to jet out of that hole and vortice with all the warmer air up at the ceiling of the shed. The warm air off the bees will rise, agitate itself, and then you're maintaining a constant mix. If you're just letting that air come in one room, it'll dive right to the floor because it's often quite cold in the wintertime. And then you end up chilling those first bees and not getting a good mix. So that's, I'll move again. If I had any hair, you'd see it whipped into the wind from that hole there. And I think I'd like one more right at the end to try to push that air right into the corner. I'm going to go down and over a little bit, I think. Okay, and I'm gonna try to get one right in the corner here, and that'll come down in against the wall here. Beautiful. So that's how, oh, you'll see the red lights. Normally when the bees are in here, it's only the red lights, and I had them on just to make sure when I'm mounting this thing that I'm not blocking them at all. Let's go down, maybe show you around a bit more. So you can see now that mixing chamber and those two, I used to have those two tubes come out more or less parallel and blowing each way, and now I've decided to split them quite a bit more just to get some more dispersal on that air. And then this one we just did closer to the wall. And you'll also see I have another mixer there. It's not inflated right now. And then a project I'm hoping to get to this week is to get this heat exchanger there plumbed into another port in the wall and exhausted out that far end. That darn thing has been hanging up there 3 or 4 years, and I've never gotten to it. This year might be the year, but I'm waiting on the, I'm gonna do that one with steel ducting, and I'm waiting on those parts. Hopefully I can get to that before the bees come in. All right, thanks a lot everyone. Have a great day.